So good news, I think no one can hear my machine in the background when I'm recording. That is great news. Hello, hello, it's Ellen Hello here, and I'm just catching up with you to talk about my progress with my projects for this month. So I have started Kimber Bell's candy corn shop quilt shop. And I've pretty much chose the fabric in the first week, cut the fabric to size, and then did the fusible interfacing on the background fabric. So what's different about Kimberbell's design so far, what I can see compared to something like Sweet Pea, which I've done a lot of Sweet Pea quilts as well, is they don't based around their blocks. So it's pretty much I'm just slabbing the fabric there and then just gonna apply the design on top. So for me, I should have marked where the middle of the hoop is and where the fabric is gonna sit and things like that. But I just want to get this project done. So yeah, I am going to wing it when I have to cut it to size for the full quilt. So I also did one bag of the pumpkin treat. I haven't done the cup cozy yet, but it does need to get shipped out, and I don't think it's even going to arrive in time for Halloween. So it is what it is. It is my first year. Pretty much, it's been the whole year of me sewing. It's almost a full year of me machine embroidering. I bought my machine late November. So yeah, it's been a great learning experience. I'm having a lot of fun. I really love picking up machine embroidery. It's been a lot of fun, and I've got 3 Kimberbell designs to still do after this. So this is the candy corn quilt shop design, and I'll show you guys some blocks later on. I am planning to do the make yourself at home. I was gonna say next month in November, but I feel like I've got to start crunching down on those Christmas gifts and Christmas decor. So I don't think I'll have time for that quilt. And then I also just picked up the vintage boardwalk because it's out of stock in my country. I had to order it from Amazon, so that was really expensive. And then I also picked up one of the autumn quilts because I've got to pick up a knee lifter anyway. And that's about it. That is about it. So I'll probably do another video once I complete the quilt or if I make any progress next week, and then I'll do showcasing once it's done, and then I'll do another update of what my plans are for November because it's definitely going to change. I don't think I will be doing any of those optional quilts that I wanted to do. I think I will just start working on churning all those Christmas gifts, and I'll probably do a video on the designs that I plan to be doing. I think a lot of it is going to be Nita good design quilts, stockings. There is a couple of stockings I think from Kimberbell, and she has a giftable set, so I'll look into that as well. Yeah, so that's about it. I can start talking about like maybe the embroidery process. So in the background here, that is me trying out a magnetic hoop. That was brand new. So that's, I think, a 4x4 magnetic hoop. I don't think it's suitable for what I was doing it with because I had to keep taking the design out of the machine to cut around it. So not a good idea because the fabric shifted in one of the designs. So I had to like really play around with it to try and get it back. And then I had to unstitch seam rip all the incorrect stitches from misaligned stitches from when I accidentally moved the fabric. So recommend don't use magnetic hoops for into hoop designs where you have to actually take the hoop off often. It's probably just better if I'm just doing blocks, embroidering like edge to edge designs or block designs, like quilting it, but not so great for in the hoop projects. It could just be because it's small, or it could just be because of the brand and the magnet is not strong enough. I did have to float it because I don't think there was enough fabric for the magnet to hold it, and it wasn't strong anyway, so I was really worried that the stabilizer will also slip. It's one thing for the fabric to slip, but the stabilizer slipping, not so great. So yeah, so this is probably a great example of what floating means. Oh, it's already gone. I just put it on loop. I did speed this up by like times 10 because I thought the first time I was recording, I felt like I was going rambling on, and then I realized that I put the same video in 3 times. So now it's much shorter, this video. I didn't record all the embroidery stitching I did. I think I only did like 6 recordings or so, like the 3 2-stones and then some of the in the like hoop designs. I did a lot more blocks than this, obviously. I mean, yeah, because I mentioned that I think I mentioned that I'm quarter way done. Otherwise, it was in my first run through of speaking. Anyway, so I'm a quarter way done with this project, and it's mid-October, so I gotta get a move on with this quilt. Gotta really put my focus on it. What I was saying before is the previous video was a really good example of what floating is. So in machine embroidery, you have the hoop, and you can, in the hoop, you have pretty much like a top and a bottom of the hoop. You combine it together to secure the fabric and stabilize it together. Now, with a lot of projects, you can also float the fabric, which is where you put the fabric not held by the hoop. So as you can see here, it's just sitting on top of the stabilizer, while the stabilizer is held pressed in with the hoop, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, watch a lot more videos. I don't know if I'm really good at explaining it. But yeah, maybe I'll get better at explaining things and can teach you guys what embroidery is all about, what machine embroidery is all about. This design is mainly applique. Like, I wouldn't consider this like a quilt block because it doesn't base around the stitches, it doesn't show you where to cut. So a lot of the other projects I do is they'll have like the border lines, and that's where you pretty much would cut like a 1/4 inch away from those border lines, so then you can piece it together with other blocks. This one you don't. So I am gonna have a lot of fun aligning everything and making sure it's all straight, because I didn't do measurements, I didn't make sure it's all in the middle. I was just like, I just want to get this project done. I'm really running out of time and I'm really slow. Like during the week, I just was so busy that I didn't get enough time to stitch. And when I did, it would be like 1 block a night, and I just was more concentrating on getting the blocks done than recording. Hopefully, it will improve later on. When I am doing these machine embroidery, I'm also focusing on trying to edit videos. So I was editing Sims, so I released a couple of Sims videos. To be honest, I forgot to speak for like 1 hour of it. I'm not used to talking a lot, so especially with games. I can probably talk a lot about embroidery, I can probably talk a lot about cats and all the different cats I've come across and fostered, but when it comes to games and playing the game itself, I'm just like, oh yeah, just gonna do all these things and not talk about what I'm doing or what I'm reading. So hopefully I improve on that. I want to make content worthwhile rather than speeding through everything that I'm playing. I do have some other videos I'm going to start editing as well, but I don't have a lot of footage of those yet. But we'll get there, you know. Anyway, back to machine embroidery, you know. Pretty much what it's all about as well is, I've been rambling on about it and I haven't told you guys what it is. So machine embroidery is where you pretty much put a design, load a design, and the machine will stitch it out for you. So what it is the machine embroidery comes with a embroidery arm. Whether or not it's detachable, it depends if you have a combination machine or a embroidery only machine. So in this case, I've got a detachable arm on this machine, but if I ever show videos of my Janome, that one is non-detachable, so it's stuck there. So you've got the embroidery arm, and that embroidery arm has a sliding like a slider, which a embroidery hoop connects to. So you latch that embroidery hoop in, and it will slide back up and down, back and forth. The connection, the clip that holds the hoop will go up and down. The arm will go left and right. So pretty much it moves a lot very fast. It's all computerized. Like this one is USB based, but some of them older ones will be maybe a disc, a card, so forth, whatever the connection is. Some designs can be done through Wi-Fi. Some of them can be plugged from your computer. Just depends on the machine. Every machine also has a different maximum stitch size, so it's not, like designs are not universal. You have to get the right format for it unless you get the DST, which is a universal format, and that's usually used on industrial machines. You also don't have universal hoops, so every brand comes with their own attachment, patents of their hoops, whatever. You normally get at least one hoop with your machine. The smallest size of hoops can go down to like, I don't know, 80 by 80 mils or something like that, 40 mil by 100 mil or something. It varies. The largest and the smallest varies between machines. Once you start getting industrial machines, you're going to have really large size. Your flagship machines from all the brands are going to have really large sizes. I think with Brother and Janome, it's like a 9.5 by 14 or 18 size. I can't remember the exact max measurements. But I think brands like Bernina have released like even larger than that. Maybe like a 10 by 15 or 18. I'm not sure. I didn't really look into it because I'm not experienced with Bernina brands, and I find that they have so many machines, so many series, so many arm attachments. They go with which machine. It was just too crazy. That's why I really like Janome. It was a very simple system. You've got the embroidery only, and then you've got the Skyline, and you've got the flagship Continental M17. So your Skylines, I believe, all compatible. I think they're the A clips. The A hoops, and then your embroidery onlys were the B hoops, and that's the 400, 500, and 550E embroidery only ones, not the 350 and below that. And then you've got the M17, which has its own, I think, clip as well. So that one's only compatible with the M17. Maybe that's a C hoops. I can't remember. With Brother, this one is compatible with a lot of other machines. Depends on the series. I don't know their naming conventions or model number conventions because I know that other countries have different model numbers. So, like here we have like MD, M's, whatever, and a lot of overseas ones have PEs. So we don't have a lot of the PE series. So a lot of those things we don't really have. But anyway, so Brother has hoops based on the connection type. So your hoops are compatible between other machines that have the same connection. So my VM5200 is a slide-on hoop. There is clip-on hoops, and I think there is like a screw-in type hoop. I'm not sure. And then you've got the industrial multi-needle ones. Well, it's not really industrial. It's like a home multi-needle machine. There's even the professional versions that are like 20K or something. They can go up to like 12 needles, I think, maybe 15 needle. They also have like a single needle 4 thread. Um, it's like an upright machine, so you can do like caps and things like that and shirts a lot easier. This one, these like single needle domestic ones that are just for the desk, they're suitable for like people that are quilting or people that are doing their own home projects. But a lot of people say if you're going to pay for the price of, say, their flagship, you might as well go for an industrial machine. But it's up to you. Like the industrial one is just, well, not industrial, multi-needle, sorry. Multi-needle machines are probably suited for like long run times. With the flagships, it's usually people that want the one machine that can do everything, which are with all the fancy bits and pieces, all the fancy tech, latest tech. So those will have pretty much the sewing and embroidery capabilities, whereas your multi-needles are only multi-needles unless you get, I think, you can free motion apparently with the, oh yeah, you can so you can free motion with the one of the multi-needles of Brother, but I don't know how that works. I just know that they do have the kit for it. Maybe it's like you have to install software and then load it to become like a free motion quilting machine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got a couple more blocks to do. I have to still do the witches. I still have to do all the pinwheels, the borders, and I have to do all the embellishments. So once I'm done that, I'll definitely try to upload some more photos. I don't think I'll be doing any tutorials on embroidery designs anytime soon. I'll probably just chit and chat just because I don't have the time to plan it right now. I hope in the future I do have time to set aside to talk more in depth about every step of the process. But right now, because I am looking after a lot of animals right now and guests and whatnot, my hands are full, my room is full, and I just cannot make the space to commit to doing all of these things. Very hard juggling. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little chat. Just talking a little bit about my progress. If you do want to see more of a tutorial video, I'll definitely consider it when I have time. Oh yeah, I did make something over the weekend. I made a dress. I'm very proud of myself. I think it took me 3 days off, and I took a break with it. Like, so it was over the 4 days, but I only sewed 3 days and worked on it for 3 days because I had to take a break on after not understanding the instructions. It's only 4 pieces of fabric, and I just did not understand how they were connecting one part of it. But I figured it out my own way and it worked out, and I just have to serge it. And my serger machine is in a box waiting to be opened once my furry guests leave at the end of the month. Have a good evening. Bye.